Blog Talk Radio.
Aloha, everybody. This is Jennifer O. And my co-host, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Aloha from sunny Southern California.
Yeah, it's been cloudy here since you've been on the mainland. It's finally, the sun is out today, but of course that's right when our visitors went back to the mainland, the sun comes out. It's very strange.
Yeah, I've had that happen before, and I've got to be careful here because it's been chilly here for Palm Springs. It's been like 10 degrees below their norm for this time of year, and I've been kind of chilly and getting a little bit of grief about it, but there's snow up in the mountains here. You can see the snow and that kind of thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny day, though, today. It's picture perfect.
Well, what's 10 degrees below normal?
Let me see, what would that have been? That was like in the 60s for the daytime. Yeah, so that would have been like our night temperatures over there in Hawaii. And so, in the desert at night, even in the summertime, can be relatively cool. So I was a little chilled. I'm here visiting a friend and doing some business things with him, and I had to borrow every sweatshirt that he had in the house.
Yeah, I'm thinking I would be wearing my full coat, but anyhow.
Well, it was funny. I had sweatpants on and jeans over my sweatpants one day, and they were laughing at me, but I was cold.
Wow. That's South Dakota weather there.
Well,
so
it felt like.
Today we are going to talk about spirit guides again, and the last show that we did on spirit guides was extremely popular. We had callers the whole time, didn't we?
Yes, we did, as a matter of fact.
They had a lot of questions, and we didn't have time to answer everything, so we were asked about doing it again, so here it is. And when we talk about your spirit guides, I'm actually on this chapter in my book. We are talking about when you come down, you have spirit guides that you have made a a deal or a bond with, that they would come down and guide you through different obstacles in your life. The problem is most people do not really, they forget the connection and really pretty much ignore a lot of the things that they say.
A lot of people call them sacred contracts, I think, don't they, or something like that?
Contracts.
Chart.
I've had a head cold today, so bear with me on that whole thing.
Okay.
So, anyways, spirit guides are different than I know in different cultures and religions. They have like animals that are got a representation of the person or that guide the person. But what I'm talking about is when I'm talking about spirit guides is the actual. It is similar to a person. They've been reincarnated before. They will not be incarnated the whole time that they are here with you, and it is not grandma or grandpa. I get that a lot. It is not somebody that you know, because if that was the case, they wouldn't be able to guide you through your whole lifetime. See, that you'd only have them part of the time, and your guide is with you throughout your whole journey. And you can have more than one guide. I have several.
They won't interfere with anything in particular.
Well, they
for
won't.
The most part.
For the most part, unless you're not listening to them, and then we like to call that the spiritual 2x4 to the head. And
yes.
that can be when you get fired or have some upsetting event that is taking you a different direction in your life that you're not really on board with. And usually that can be in a relationship, that can be in all kinds of things. Usually they're trying to direct you another direction that you usually know is not healthy or good for you at the time. Or if you don't know then, you do know later, looking back. They will set up some different roadblocks and things to kind of veer you towards the direction that's actually healthy and best for you. They always have that in mind.
Yes, and sometimes that can come then. I'm asking just actually for you to to verify some of the questions that people might have in relation to sometimes, oddly enough, that can seem like, the loss of a job, and like you said a few minutes ago, maybe a relationship change, some things like that, where you're just not moving, and then some things happen that seem like they are out of your control, and they kind of have a hand in some things like that sometimes. Is that not correct?
Right. That is true. And we're going to get into that a little bit more, but we have a couple callers, and I'll try to take a couple right now before we get into speaking about that more. And then we'll talk, oops, I turn the volume down. We'll talk a little bit more about personal spirit guides. Hello, you're on the air. I think that this caller is calling from Skype. Can you hear us?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Wonderful.
Good. I called in because I thought you were doing readings today, and I think that's what you just said, that you would be doing readings?
Well, I can do one for you. The wonderful thing about the Spirit Guide Show, well, I can answer a question for you. The wonderful thing about the Spirit Guide Show also is a lot of your information I get from your spirit guides. So what question did you have?
I think my question today is about what might be standing in my way to move forward, causing any blocks. And any information about my spirit guides would be great, too.
Well, and to give you, and just for people out there listening too, when you do talk to somebody that you want a question answered, a lot of times, for me especially, it helps if you give me a little bit more detail, because I can give you a little bit more detailed answer. So when you talk about moving forward and running into blocks, which area of your life are you running into blocks and moving forward with it, in particular?
Yeah. I don't mean to sound like I'm being very general. It's actually, both relationships and career.
Okay. Well, you see, you have two different blocks going on in those different areas. There's some fear-based stuff that's going on there, and let's just pick one, because can you pick your one you're wondering about the most, so that we can get you a better answer? Career or relationship?
Yeah, let's do relationship.
Okay. I kind of feel that you keep running into blocks, or it's not getting you to where you want to be. Is what you're saying? Are you in a relationship now?
I am in a relationship now. I'm in a marriage, and I feel like that's been dead for quite a while, and I feel like I really want to move on, but financially I can't, and I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Why this is like a 4 or 5 year kind of project for me that's not really going where I'd like it to go.
Well, a lot of people stay in those relationships, and you're no different than others. A lot of times, you get comfortable in where you're at also. But I feel like in this relationship, and maybe in past ones as well, that I'd like to maybe see you change, is that you tend to not you're almost sort of meeker in your relationships. Like, you don't give your opinion strong enough, or you're almost not out there voicing your needs or your opinion as far as relationships go. I mean, decisions made in the relationships. That sound right? Hello?
No, I'm pretty verbal.
Okay. Well, I kind of feel like you're in this particular one, and in some others. In this one, it just feels like there's not much of a connection anymore. And it doesn't really feel like there's much trying on either end. It just feels like that the connection is sort of plateaued out. So, yeah, and so it just kind of feels like you're sort of both worn out, and you're both sort of accepting of it, really. So as far as wanting to move on, I mean, let's face it, we all have to pay our bills, and when you're comfortable with somebody and you've lived with them for a certain period of time, and in the back of our head, you always hope that maybe things could change or be different. But people are so afraid of moving on because they're really terrified of what's beyond that. And, you don't know what's beyond that. Could you be in a worse situation? Could you not? Especially financially. And for you, moving on means a whole bunch of things that you're going to have to deal with. It means finances. It means closing this relationship. It means opening a new relationship, possibly, although I don't think that that's necessarily where you're going. So with you, you're looking at it as so many things that you have to do to move on that it almost feels like tiring. Correct?
Yeah,
and
well,
you'll be
I'm
ready.
I'm looking forward to that.
Right, but you have a lot on your plate when that comes forward. You do have a lot. Yeah, you have a lot on your plate to deal with, and I think the timing's not quite right. So I wouldn't rush, and I know that you're looking forward to doing that, but I think that you're right. Financially and everything, the timing's really not right for you to be moving on. But at this point, but I think about June-ish, things will start to fall into place a little bit better for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's when and why you're getting roadblocks basically from your guides or different things of that nature would be because the timing's not right. And so they kind of, make it that way until the timing is right, and then everything will flow for you. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have another caller that we'll try to take before we get in a little bit more to the spirit guide stuff. This is going to be area code 315. You're on the air.
Hi, my name is Lisa.
Hi,
okay.
Lisa.
Hi. My question is about someone that just approached me today on the phone about a partnership writing for their website. I just want to know if this person plans on paying me, because if it's not, I really don't see myself connecting with anyone that's not going to pay me to write.
Okay, and I can't hear you very well, so you said someone had approached a little bit.
She called.
Someone had.
Yeah, she called.
Can you tell me that again?
I'll repeat myself. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. She had asked me about possibly writing for her website, and I just don't see myself doing any work that's for free. It's it's not helping me at all to do that. So, do you see that something that's going to be paid, or someone that just wants me to write for them for free?
I think you wouldn't be happy with the payment situation. So, and I think you kind of have a feeling about that anyways, but I don't think that it's because that they're intentionally not wanting to pay you necessarily, but I think that maybe they don't have a ton of money, to put forth this way. So I don't think that you would receive a lot of payment for that particular website.
Okay.
One of the only other ways, sorry, Jen, that you could maybe go with that is perhaps seek a retainer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You could do that. Or if you still want to test it and just see that if maybe you think that I'm wrong or something, you could maybe do a small writing thing for them and see how it works. But if you do that and then you get a little bit of income from it, I would always be not get too far ahead of yourself as far as the writing goes, because I kind of feel like they're going to be cutting it real close. I just feel like it's something eventually that you just would feel like was worth it. But, sometimes we need to try those things and just see.
Well, I feel like I already write for a publication where I don't get paid, and I kind of want to close that door and open one to where I do get paid. So, do you understand what I'm saying? Like I have one that I do already that I'm getting ready to tell her I don't want to write anymore because I'm not getting paid, and I'm working on doing all the writing for myself, and now I just got an offer to write for someone else. So, what do you see with all that?
I think that you need to, one of the things that, if you go to my website and read my article on Law of Attraction Simplified, it's on the JenniferOPsychic.com. I think that you need to just switch your thinking and perspective a little bit, and then I think that you will have some people that want you to write to be paid in about May. I think that will shift, but I want you to shift your thinking and just decide that somebody's going to approach you and it will be what you are looking for in a paid situation, because that's what you want right now, and so that's what you're going to ask for. You put that out into the universe and decide that's what's going to happen, and it will happen. And I agree, because I do a lot of writing, and I get approached a lot about, doing different things for publications, and I do some of them for free, but I understand what you're saying, because it does take time to write, and you can't spend all your time doing that either. So
exactly.
I think, and I think that I think this isn't the one, because I think if it pays you, it's going to be a small sum. But I think that if you just decide that that's what you're going to do and that's what you need to happen, then, like I said, in May, I think that you'll get approached, or we'll have made a contact with somebody that will pay you getting closer to what you'd like to see.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just check out that article, because it'll help shift your perspective a little bit.
The website name again?
It's JenniferOPsychic.com. And if you go to the media page, on the media page is my articles, and the one that I'm talking to you about is the Law of Attraction Simplified.
Okay, thank you so much.
So you're welcome. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, writing is a hard thing, and when you're good at it, it seems like a lot of people want to need your services, which
the creative arts are a lot like that. People want you to do a little something for them, and creative artists need to be careful out there. It's real easy to put some things out there, and like you were saying, get ahead of yourself, and the next thing you know, you've got a bunch of stuff out there that you're not really being compensated for, and it can really turn into a snowball going the wrong way. And it's important too for the listeners and for the woman that Jennifer just spoke to is, check out the Law of Attraction stuff and make sure that you're seeing yourself getting what you want in life and focusing on what you want, and your energies and your spirit guides will move you toward that, and also move the people that are going to help you in what it is that you envision for your dream in your life to move those people into your life as well.
Right, and what I was trying to get with her switch of thinking is, instead of worrying or wondering, okay, is this going to work or is this going to be it, don't even waste your time wondering or worrying if you're on the fence about it. You just decide that whatever needs to happen is going to happen, and you're going to bring in that paid publication or someone that's going to pay you to write, and just kind of leave it out there for that to happen. And because it takes time. When you're writing, when you're playing music, when you're doing everything, I don't think people realize the amount of time that you spend. We do have another caller, area code 302.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Sumaila.
What's your question today?
Okay, my question is about my career, but the main thing I would like to ask is, how do I, based on the subject, how do I get in touch with my spirit guide, and how do I know that they're the one talking to me when I think that I'm getting something?
So you want to know about more communication with your spirit guide?
Yes.
Okay, that's a really great question, actually. Most people do feel their spirit guide, and then they just disregard it because it totally creeps them out. But usually you can feel your spirit guide when they're talking to you. A lot of times, the more that you pay attention to it, the more it's kind of like if you're practicing a sport, the more you go out and hit baseballs and get better and better at it. It's kind of the same thing with your connection with your spirit guide. The connection is always there. The key is just recognizing it on your part and trusting that that is an actual connection. So you can usually feel them behind you, behind one of your shoulders, depending on where they tend to stand. And you can ask them to, help guide you, like, let's say for a career. Let's say that you're saying, how should I handle it? Should I go for this promotion, or should I go for this particular job? Usually you will also feel it in your heart center area. and or on the back of your neck, you will feel the answer there. Like if it feels good in that area, in the heart center area, they're giving you a yes, they're giving you a no, and they're working with your own intuition. Most people try so hard to hear with their mind and think with their mind that, and that's actually not how that happens. It's more in the body that you will feel it and hear it. And you'll just know the answer. You can also ask before you go to bed at night for them to show you pictures or give you guidance on any particular question. You can also ask them to give you signs. So, like, for instance, you can say, if I should apply for this job or go for this promotion, will you please show me? And you can pick anything. You can pick a frog. You can pick an orange, ball. You can pick purple flowers. It doesn't matter. And just say, okay, if you show me this, then I will take it as a yes. If you show me something else, I will take it as a no. And I'm not kidding you. That is almost creepy because you will see one of those signs. I would pick something that you don't normally see. You'll see it in a book. You'll see it on a billboard. And so when you start just talking to your spirit guides on a daily basis and asking these questions and noticing your answer in your heart center, noticing the answer and the signs that you ask for, and just trust. Because once you see, like, say you asked for a frog with a crown or something, well, if you see that, that would be very random. And if you trust and follow that, your connection gets stronger, and it builds your confidence that you are really working with your guides. And then it starts to become something that you just do on a daily basis, and you don't even think twice about it anymore.
Okay. Okay.
But you can also do it through meditation if you want to, which a lot of people do. They meditate and try to connect in, but it really doesn't have to be that hard. You don't always have to go the meditation route. You really should be able to connect in no matter what you're doing throughout the day. But when you ask for an answer and you hear it or receive it, you're going to feel it in your heart. So heart center. So if you say, should I do this, and it feels good in your heart center, they're telling you yes. If it feels kind of not right, then it's a no.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's such an important thing there that Jennifer is talking about is feeling it in your heart center. Does it feel right? Does it not feel right? How many times have so many of us had that gut feeling or that feeling in our chest that we should or shouldn't do something, and we never followed it, and then we went, I knew it. The other important thing, I think, yes, and the other real important thing for people to remember is practice. Real simply, just, not, so many of us expect, like the parting of the Red Sea, and some of us will get that, so to speak, a real big giant sign, depending upon what's going on in our lives and what needs to happen. But practice is so, so important. Each and every one of us has that connection and that tuning that Jennifer is talking about. Practice and begin to trust that heart center feeling in your chest or that gut feeling, because that's your intuition and your opening to your spirit guide telling you. And the more you practice that, I can't think of any times that I didn't have that feeling that what I was feeling was true. I can sure think of many, many times I didn't follow that advice, though.
Well, yes, and the other thing I don't think that people realize is a lot of time when you're psychic or doing a reading, I don't feel all that information in my head like you would if you're watching TV or going through. I get pictures, but I feel the information coming through the back of my neck or the heart center. So it takes a long time, and it's hard to differentiate between the two. But once you do it, it's really easy. We have a 417 area code.
Hello.
Aloha.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
What was your question?
Oh, yes. My name is Teresa, and I've been listening to your Law of Attraction, your good wisdom with this last caller, and yes, I am doing that with my gut feeling. And here recently, I have been scammed on dating line, and I just started seeing my friend. His name is Don, and he's been a friend for a very long time, but we're starting to date now, and it's wonderful, and yet I'm still scared. I just wanted to see.
I think that you and this friend Dawn, you say, is a very good match. I think you should throw your fear out the window. I think that you're scared because it almost seems like a couple of things. It almost seems like it's too good to be true, but it also makes you not want to lose the friendship if you were worried that it didn't work out right.
Oh, honey, yes, you got it there.
Yeah. So I think that I wouldn't worry because you guys are a good match, and I think that this is definitely going somewhere. And the bond.
Yes.
The bond is really strong, and it's a good relationship match. And I think that you guys have wonderful things in your future, and you won't lose his friendship, and things are not going to take a bad turn for you. So I would enjoy it. And just, again, since you've been reading all my stuff, you just continue to just visualize it being the most wonderful thing, because it really is. You guys are doing, you have really great chemistry together as far as a relationship goes and that sort of thing. And I'm not talking about the chemistry that people, see in the clubs. So I keep following it, and I think that you are following your heart, and you do know in your heart that this is a good match for you, don't you?
Yes, and I'm starting to waken up to my gut feelings again, and I've been learning a lot.
That's wonderful. One of the things I want to point out to you, though, just so that you're aware, and I think you brought up a very valid question for other people, it's way hard to do that with your own self sometimes versus something that doesn't directly involve like you in a relationship, or like if it has to do with maybe your children or other people, or even going to choose something like a career or something. It's a lot easier than when it feels like it's going to involve your heart more, or different, where you could really get hurt or you're really scared. It makes it difficult to trust that. But that is not just you, that's me, that's everybody. We're kind of built not to be able to read ourselves so well. But you just need to trust this, because you're really opening up a lot of spiritual avenues for yourself recently, and they're going to continue to grow. You seem to be in touch with a lot of different things in a lot of areas, like the universal connections, your spirit guide connection, your own intuition. You're like opening like a flower. You're really gathering lots of information and renewing a lot of your own senses.
Oh, you're exactly right. Here I am, 45, learning all over again.
Hey, it's all a learning process. It's all a learning thing. I'm continuously learning as well as you, and I'm near your same age. Everybody, we need to learn all the time. I mean, I think that's what makes life wonderful. I
got to tell you something. If you wake up in the morning, class is on.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's so true. It's funny, and it's just like this one person I'm talking about, Dawn. We can laugh together, and we dance in the aisles of Walmart opening music cards. It's so fun.
Well, and you're just, the relationship's easy. Again, this is some of the stuff that's going to be in my book. But it's very easy for you guys, and relationships should be easy like that. They should feel calm. They should feel light, and that's what everybody's searching for. And you're really on that path right now. So congratulations. That's going to be a lot of.
Thank you. It's just I've been hurt here recently, and my eyes opened, and it's like, whoo! Here he's been all the time, and here we are.
Yeah, but the timing wasn't right until about now, and what you said about that's part of your fear, too, is because of your past stuff. which I was going to mention before, but I got off on some type of sidetrack thing, you're sort of carrying that over, which people do, you know. I mean, if they jump off a brick wall 3 times and they, you know, hurt their knee 3 of those times, the next time you go to jump off a brick wall, you're going to think your knee's going to hurt. So it's a reaction, but this is very different than your past relationships, which I think you know. So enjoy it, and hopefully when I get my book done, you'll read that, and because there's a ton more information. Yeah, I like the information that you've been reading, and that's why I haven't put any articles out lately, but good for you, because you are really getting in touch with everything.
Well, thank you. I guess I'm going to put my football helmet on and pads and start visualizing a happy relationship with her.
Absolutely, and just enjoy it. You have a good day.
Both of you.
Thank you for calling. Aloha.
Bye.
Oh, I think that we got cut off a little quicker.
Yeah, sounded like it.
Yeah, sorry about that, Teresa. Sometimes the switchboard's working good, and sometimes it's just a little touchy. So it was nice to hear from her. That was a really wonderful call. And we have
those are good.
Yeah, those are really nice. And in any age, I think it's wonderful to be learning and getting more in touch with your spiritual side. I don't care if you're 70 or 25. We have an 818 area code.
Hi, Jennifer. My name is Desiree. I'm calling from L.A. How are you?
Good, Desiree. How are you?
Good.
Aloha. She's just down the street from me.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you?
Right now I'm calling in from Palm Springs. I'm doing some business in California, so I'm in Palm Springs. But
okay, you're a couple hours from me. Is it warm over there? I was calling pretty much a similar caller. Have a new person in my life. His name is Christian, and I was wondering how things were going to go.
I think that similar to the last caller, things are actually going to go pretty well. I think that this is a good match for you. I feel like you're a little bit leery about it also. Are you a little bit nervous?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, sure. I think everybody is at the very beginning.
Right. Well, but it seems like maybe you've had you've been hurt before or had some, you're almost shy because of some past relationships. Does that sound right?
Yeah, you've got it right on the nail.
Yeah, so again, because see, you in the last caller, similar to that, you guys have very open heart. I mean, you guys are very giving, loving, just loving people, and you're so genuine, and you're really who you say you are. You kind of lay it out there, and when somebody takes that and things don't work out and they hurt you, it gets hard for you to trust again. But I think that this is a good match. I think that this is a different type of person than you're normally dating.
Yes, he is, definitely.
Yes. So I think that he's a lot nicer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he's kinder.
Yes, that's exactly. Kinder is a very good word. That's what I'm saying is he's a lot gentler, he's a lot kinder, nicer, and I don't feel like he wants to stomp on your heart. So that's always a good thing. And I think that, no, it's a good match. I think that I wouldn't be afraid. I mean, of course, you're going to be a little bit in the beginning, which everybody should be or is naturally, but I don't think that you have much to worry about as far as him hurting you like you've seen in the past. So in these instances, I don't know if you've read the articles, but they do help. And I have a couple of them that you might be interested on my website, that JenniferOPsychic.com. And if you go to the media page, on there, I have some articles on relationships, and that might be a good one and interesting for you to read. And if you do read that, I think that you guys are in the same chapter, so don't freak out when you read that. It's a funny one. You'll like it, though.
That's wonderful.
And then the law of attraction one, we need to just I'm trying to get my clients and my listeners and readers to get more on the same page of, instead of wondering or thinking, is this, whether it be a relationship or a job or whatever, is this going to work out, is this going to happen? I want people to take more control and realize that they are really creating things that are happening in their life. So just create it the way you want it to be, and just envision it, and just decide that's the way it's going to be, and this is what you're drawing to yourself. And so go read some of those, because I think that you'll really enjoy them.
That's great. And do you have, by any chance, any books on the spirit guides out there that you could recommend? Any good titles?
I don't, but I have a book that I'm working on now that has a huge section in this, and I think this book has some things that have not been written in it before, and I have a feeling it's going to be flying off the shelf. It's got some amazing information in it. And so I will be putting that on my blog talk. I will be putting that on my website now that you have it. Keep watching. I'm hoping that something will be happening. I'll be done with it by June, and then however long it takes to get it published. I also have a Facebook page, which I always put that information on, so I don't know if you have Facebook. But if you go to my website, you can click on my Facebook page there and be my friend. But so I will be putting this information out on the blog talk and all these different things, and you can get it. But I think it should be out this year, and it's going to cover everything, and it will have a lot of great things. Yeah, it has a lot. It will have a lot of great things on spirit guides.
Because
okay.
Yes, and if you can also, it was just a thought there. I'm always being asked the difference between your angels and your spirit guides, and to clarify that.
That's a wonderful question. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I just got done with that part of my spirit guide chapter yesterday, and I'll go over that real quickly. And that the difference between your spirit guides and your angels are mainly for protection. Definitely they're there to protect you, and they actually can intervene during times of danger, just different situations whether it be cars coming at you. And my son's guardian angel had pulled him out of a pool that he thought he was going to drown in when he was about 4 or 5, and he knew who it was. He could see her. He felt her pull him right out. Your spirit guides, on the other hand, they are more on your team for guidance, and they sort of guide you through life, and they can see what's ahead of you, they can see what's behind you, and they give you signs and signals and try to make your life easier for you. The problem is people don't usually listen, and so then they put these little roadblocks up for you and try to alter your route of where you're trying to get to. So the primary difference is the angels aren't usually there for guidance. They are mainly protection. The spirit guides, they can protect you as well, but their main, most of their work is trying to guide you and help you. And they also can see all the universal laws. So they work with the universal laws when they're trying to direct you a certain direction, when people are noticing or not noticing. So
that's wonderful. That's so simple, because that's what I'd like to I feel like my calling is to simplify in words on spirituality to children and teenagers through angel card readings, and I was trying to find a way of directing that with the fairies, your spirit guides, and your angels, so that it's just very simple and easy, and then they could understand that.
It is. And one of the things that I'm trying to do in my book, as well as in all my writings, is I try to make it simple. That's why my Law of Attraction article is called Law of Attraction Simplified. Because I think that people overthink metaphysical stuff all of the time, and they go into these big elaborate answers, and people that are not really interested in metaphysics get bored. And if you can change that to where it's very simple and it relates to everybody's life, they'll start paying more attention to it and using it. And so that is actually a huge goal of mine in this book I'm writing and in my articles. And, if you ever have any more questions on those things, feel free to email me, because I love to help children and teenagers. I have a special bond with them, and you'll see that in my Psychic Children's article also. So anything I can help you with.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you for the time, and you all have a great afternoon.
You do the
You
same.
too.
Aloha. Thanks for calling with great questions.
Yeah, that was a lot of great questions. We didn't even have to go off on
they're
our
all
own
good
tangent.
questions, yeah. It's not that, you have to have some great question because they're actually all great questions. It's just some of them come up.
They are all great questions. And I've
known
funny,
Jennifer
though,
well.
because,
Go ahead. There's a little delay here, so we keep getting caught up in the delay. Go ahead, Jen.
It's funny because a lot of the questions happen to be right where I'm at in my book right now. So, well, it's not funny.
Now where do you suppose that might be coming from?
I don't know. All right. Well, we have another caller, 760 area code. Yeah, 760. Can you hear us? Doesn't sound like anybody's there, does it? If you can't hear us, we cannot hear you, so you may have to call back. All right. But yeah, anyways, I think that the book is coming along really well, and a lot of it is being simplified in there, so I'm pretty excited about it. We have another caller, 724 area code.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fabulous.
Good.
I have a question. I really have been working hard at trying to hear my spirit guide, and I've been going by the guidance that Sylvia Brown gives. She has a meditation CD that I've been doing, and some visual imaging, to try to help, break that barrier, or to help it, the spirit guide make it easier for them to, let you hear them verbally, verbally or audibly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I can see my spirit guide, but I can't hear her. And I have tinnitus in my ears real bad. Do you know if that would have anything to do with it? I have a really bad hissing and noise in my ears a lot.
That isn't a bad thing, and that won't affect it, but let me tell you a couple different things. One is my spirit guides only talk verbally, audibly, and I love Sylvia Brown, by the way. She has some amazing books out, and she's very helpful, and her stuff is wonderful. But I think I've only heard them talking to me probably 10 different times, and 2 of the times that they did it, they were startling me, and they actually said something very loud when I was in a store, and I thought that there was somebody behind me talking. Not really loving the audible thing. A lot of times they give you pictures. They will give you pictures in your head, and people don't realize that that's the way a lot of clairvoyants and different people with their spirit guides actually communicate, because this again is in my book. But at the beginning of creation, at the beginning of creation, a lot of the information and stuff was telepathic. And so, they're speaking with you telepathically with their pictures, and you can hear them, what they're saying to you, like you heard your friend talking to you yesterday, but you don't necessarily hear it like you hear your friend talking to you today sitting right next to you. So that doesn't mean you're not connecting, and don't worry about getting that. Don't worry about hearing audibly, because that doesn't always happen. The other thing, too, is that when I started connecting in really heavily with my spirit guides, when I was making the vibrational shift, I had that humming in my ears for 2 years.
Really?
Yes.
Kumu Karen,
if
you've ever heard us, when Kumu Karen, a great Hawaiian teacher of ours, talks about that in her classes, she will, a lot of the spiritual signals or hearing that you get, it will start as a ringing in your ears, she said.
Really? Yeah, and it
vibrational.
It was horrible. I thought there was something wrong with me. I'd lay in bed, and I'd sit there and think, I can't even fall asleep because all I hear is this huge ringing in my ears. And finally I decided, it was horrible, and the more you concentrated on the ringing, the louder it was. And then I finally decided, yeah, you know what? I'll probably hear this forever, and the more I started realizing maybe I'll have to live with it forever, the less I noticed it. Sometimes I'd fall asleep with the TV on or something, and it just started being where it didn't bother me. But about 2 years later, it just went away, and it was at the same time I was really tuning in with my guides. I was just shifting vibrations. So.
Wow. That'd be really cool if that's what it is, and admit that it would go away, because it's really disturbing. But it's sometimes worse. Right. Sometimes it's worse than others. It's like right now it's been in a real bad. I communicate with my angels, and I do angel card readings, and I get a lot of telepathic, foresight, and sometimes I don't know where, always exactly where it's coming from. I can kind of tell by the way I feel inside. I don't know if that makes sense, but I get a totally different feeling at times than others, and I do kind of know that when my spirit guide's trying to show me something, I get a totally different feeling than when my angels are trying to show me something. I can differentiate, but I just, I've been trying to follow Sylvia's lead, a bit, and I've been not working really hard at it. I shouldn't say it that way, but I actually enjoy it. I don't know if you've heard that CD, but it was in with one of her books, and because I've read about.
I have not had time to even go there for the longest time.
I have heard the one you're talking about, and I listened to it a lot. As a matter of fact, Jennifer is the one who actually turned me on to Sylvia Browne years ago, and I have heard that CD, and it's wonderful.
I love her. But what I'm trying to do, and I think the stuff she does is amazing, and again, I love her. But what I'm trying to do is sort of getting people to realize more simple processes of things, that instead of having to go into the deep meditation with your guides, is they're giving you signs, they're talking to you throughout the day, and you don't have to be sitting in a meditative state to communicate with them, so you just realize and pay attention when you're doing it throughout the day, which you are doing. And I can see that you're doing that, and I can actually see that you're doing that through your readings. You're actually getting a ton of information through your guides. But what I wanted to let you know is even for me that I do this, thousands of these readings, and I do this all the time, and I write and I do all different kinds of things. I only heard them audibly, like someone's talking to me in the same room out loud, like outside your eardrums, probably only a handful, 10 times. But I still have great communication with them on a daily basis. So don't be too discouraged about that, because I think most people don't hear them audibly outside of their eardrums.
Do you happen, I don't know if you're able to do this over the phone, but are you getting anything on what my spirit guide's name is?
It actually, this is a really weird name because I haven't heard it. It's like Tijana, Tijana.
Tijana? Wow.
Yes. And what? Go ahead.
No. You go ahead. That's all right.
I was just saying, they're usually, a lot of times, the spirit guides that I get, their names, they're not as traditional, because they tend to be, as you know, in the same work, the other side, their names are kind of a little bit different. I like that name. That's a really neat name. Yeah,
that is cool. That is really, because that's one time when I do try to hear, like I was saying, that's the kind of thing that I don't get because of the way I get it, and I just never could get a name, and I don't know why, but I just feel better like knowing a name. Why?
And if you don't get the name, you can just name them. That's what other people do. And when I get the name, see, like when I got that name, I see it spelled.
Wow,
it's spelled out. Yeah, so when you're listening for a name, see if you see it spelled. See if you see the word in your head spelled. Okay?
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. That's a lot of information. I appreciate it. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All All right, we're not streaming anymore. Aloha, everybody, from Hawaii.
Aloha.
Introducing Instagram teen accounts, a new way to keep your teens safer as they grow, like making sure they've got the right gear for riding.
Knee pads.
Check.
And helmet?
Done. See you, Dad.
New Instagram teen accounts, automatic protections for who can contact your teen and the content they can see.